Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we are looking at Mechs vs Minions. This game is so amazing, and I could not wait for it to release. I begged my wife for this for Christmas, and she played it off very well that I was not going to get it up until the day before. And then she told me, and then I bugged her to death to open it. But anyways, this is going to be, I'm going to do this like an unboxing video. I've already opened this and I've played through half of the missions, but I've reset everything to the way it would look if you bought it today. And it's still just as exciting. Every time I open this box, it's just like, oh my gosh, the trays are awesome, the components. Anyways, so this is Mechs vs Minion. Let me put a game next to it so that you can see just how big this box is. So here's Ticket to Ride. Okay. That's Ticket to Ride. We all know how big Ticket to Ride is, right? So it's basically 2 Ticket to Rides and taller. So really big box. Now, you ready? There will be spoilers in this video. Clink, clink. There you go. This is the first thing you see when you open the box. All these beautiful, beautiful trays. Okay, so this tray has a bunch of minions. These are the crystals. Okay, so these are plastic, and they work perfectly so that if a minion was to jump in there, they can go right over it. There's 4 of these. They're used as different things during missions. Here's 2 little cool dice, D6s. These are to track different things during the game, and guess what? Metal. Real metal cogs. This game was only $75. Just keep that in mind as I go through all this. It was only $75. Okay. These are Rune Tokens, also metal. So cool. And keeping with the mech theme, they have cogs. Then you have these custom die. These determine which direction certain things happen and how the mechs move sometimes. And there's a bunch of these little mechs. And these are not, cheap little figures. There's a lot of detail in all of these. Okay. I'm going to zoom in just a tad because I believe we can get better video quality if I'm not on the wide angle lens. So look at that. Much better. Okay. So they put a wash on them for you. They didn't just give you plain primer figures. They have a wash on them. And there are multiple designs. So it's not 100 of the same thing. Okay. I think there's only 3. There might be 4 different. So that's just the first tray. All right. Next, another level of minions. You've got plenty of minions. Then these things. Oh my gosh. These are like professionally painted, high quality miniatures. Okay, see the detail? This game was only $75. You could have spent close to $75 probably just to get these painted and all these minions washed. I mean, obviously you could wash them yourself, but not all of us have painting skills or the patience. Look at that detail. Right out of the box. And I'll show you this one also. Look at that. So cool. Alright. Oops. Alright. So that's the first 3 layers. Then you've got this cool little welcome thing that welcomes you with a seal. Dean and headmaster of the Mechs school, some type of school. But anyways, that's a cool little thing there. Then you've got your master mechanic field guide. And this looks like a cool little leather satchel book. Table of contents, all the different things. Here's the stat board. High quality, thick, glossy, full color, good stuff. Riot Games. And this is the one that everyone kept making jokes about. Before this game, it would be Riot Game. And this one, they earned the S. Okay. Then they've got a tutorial that they suggest that you go through that teaches you about each individual person, tells you a little backstory. The whole thing's got flavor galore. I mean, every mission has like a briefing and a debriefing and a little conversation between the characters. But this just basically shows you how the game works. And then there's events that happen, and you have to pay attention to what you're supposed to do in certain events. And once you finish the tutorial, congratulations. Open the dossier, Operation Short Fuse. I think I may have found the problem. So, that's cool. Also, high quality, glossy, full color. Not cheap. And then you got some tips from Rumble. And it goes through each of the different cards. This is also high quality, glossy, full color, double-sided. Gives you some tips on drafting, all the different phases. And then here's all the missions. All these missions. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something like 11 or 12 missions. Each one in its own top secret envelope, which is sealed. Like I said, I've already played through the first few. And in every single one of these, like I said, there are spoilers. So stop watching now. You pull it out, it looks like an actual folder. Tells you how to set up the board, a little bit of flavor in the beginning, new abilities that might come in. Some of these packs have new cards, and then showing what happens when you win, how to win, when things escalate, when certain events happen, when you get to a certain point in the mission. The rules will change a little bit, and the minions will start acting differently. Instead of their normal movement, they might move more quickly, or more of them will show up than normally would during the minions phase. So that's really cool. Everything's super high quality. Got some more minions. Just such good quality. Anyways, then that's not it. There's another layer under here. And this is where the bomb. The bomb's used in a few different ways in different scenarios. And it is also very detailed, high quality. Not just any cheapo timer. Okay. They put in an Hourglass. This is plastic, but still, look at this. So this is used for drafting. You flip this over when you draft. If you run out of time, you just get one randomly. Instead of getting to choose what card you get it randomly. So, cool timer. And I think this is also the first player marker. So, 2 different uses for that. Then you've got the deck. This is the deck that you shuffle up and draft from. I'll just show you a few of these. Ripsaw. So it does damage to one target in the same line at any range. So that's really cool for straight on. And 2, 3. Basically when you stack these up, it upgrades them. So if I was to get another Ripsaw, I could stack it on top of this Ripsaw. No, it's not a Ripsaw. Well, anyways. What is going on? We must have not shuffled this after we last played. So somebody had a level 3 Ripsaw at some point. So you can never go beyond 3. And if you would ever put anything here that's not already there, you would remove these and start at level 1. So this would be a level 3 Ripsaw, which would kill 3 minions in one straight line at any distance. So these are all these. This is what you draft. And see, even the back has like a little circuit board here, like it fits right into your game, your player board. So let's just go ahead and look at these. Each character has its own player board. Okay. And their own unique special ability. And each one of these things you draft slips right in there. And as you upgrade, like I said, you can have up to 3 and level up the ability. And basically what you do is, on your turn, whatever it says here, do that first, and this. So you have to program what your little mech's going to do. So it might turn this way and move here, and then shoot a Ripsaw, and then turn this way and shoot a Fireball, and then stomp this way. And that's what you have to do. You have to program your board to make your little mech do your bidding. Then there's another layer. So this is the kill tracker. And let's see here. Yeah, so these are where those metal tokens go that I showed you. And then one of those cogs goes here and tracks the kill. So every time you kill 5 minions, you move this down. And if it reaches this 15, it says overdrive. That's when this overdrive ability for whichever particular player you chose comes into effect. And then if the Doom Tracker ever gets to 0, you lose the game. You have to collect runes sometimes. So when you collect those runes, this is where you place them. Just really good components. Did I mention it was only $75 for this game? So this is the board. This is where the runes would go. And this is also where minions spawn. And if you can tell, these oil slicks are glossy. Only the graphics for the oil slicks are glossy. Everything else is kind of a matte. So it's just really, really cool. They didn't have to do that. They just did that. Then on the other side, boom, even more. Okay, so the first few missions you're going to be playing on these green tiles, and then everything gets a little crazy later on. And then under that, you've got the Rune Compass, and this is what I was talking about when you roll those rune die, depending on the color it lands on, tells you where the minions move or where they come in from and different things. This is the school, so this will be on the board, and this is where all your mechs start. And then when you move on later in through the game, all the pilots will get their own special abilities. I don't want to show you a bunch of these, but do a barrel roll. When you take damage, take no damage. Move to an adjacent space and turn to face any direction. So when you get to certain levels on this team gear thing, so basically 2 on here would mean you killed 10 minions. So after you kill 10 minions, you get to use this and then dump it. Some of them you get to save. But anyways, so, and then also, more spoiler alerts, okay? This thing has its own deck of cards. This is the boss deck. So in some missions there's a boss, and he does his own things. Oh, this is actually, no, this is the damage deck. I'm sorry, but we'll get there. This is the damage deck. So when you would take damage, one of these damages would go on that slot, and then you'd have to take a specific action to repair it. So you could, like for example, this card says scrap, which means discard this, swap 2 undamaged slots. And then some of them say fix a damaged slot. And then you would take this off, and then whatever was there would continue to do what it does. So these do bad things. Like this would force you to rotate 90 degrees, force you to rotate 120. This is a one-time effect that gets discarded that makes you swap around all your programming. So you put in all that work to make sure it was doing certain things in a certain order, and then this makes you swap everything around. Yeah, so these are just bad things that happen when you get damaged. And then finally, this guy. This right here is amazing. Okay? So just stop watching if you don't want to see what's in here, because you're not supposed to open this until you get to a certain spot, and it is sealed. So you have to purposely cut this open. Alright? Alright. This is the boss. Look at this. Yeah. So cool. And when this is out on the board, you're talking about 4 squares. He's taking up 4 squares. And when he does damage, it's usually this whole area or this whole area. And when he moves, yeah, it's just really cool. And then like I was saying, I got ahead of myself. This guy has his own set of cards. So he will also have a programmed board. And it's so cool once you get to that point in the game. And his stuff is bad. Like, look at all these areas he damages. I mean, look. The whole tile, basically. Half of the tile. And then once you get to that point in the game, it'll tell you, you know, oh, you think you've seen everything? Lift up the bottom of the bottom tray in the box to get the boss's program board. So you're like, what? There's no way. So you lift this up, and poof, another hidden piece. there's the boss's program board. Look at that. So he has his own turn. And if the boss slot reaches 3 power, any of them, if any of them get 3 on here, the boss will fire the GG 101 Doom Cannon, and you lose the game. So it's rough. You gotta kill him quick. So that's everything that comes in the box, and some spoilers for Mechs vs Minions. I'm just gonna let you watch me put all this stuff back in so you can soak in how much stuff is really in this box. And it all goes away, goes back up so neatly and quickly. Mechs vs Minions. Wow. You know, Riot Games really outdid themselves. You know, they got all that money from League of Legends, and they passed on their success to us, the gamers. There's no other company I'm aware of that would give you this much game for that price. $75. I mean, that's pretty good. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video, comment down below what you thought, what I can improve on, what you'd like to see, and subscribe to my channel. I post videos almost every day. Also check out gamingonboard.com. There you'll find all the videos that I have on YouTube. I'll also be on the site. And there's links there to my Facebook and Instagram account. I post daily to my Instagram account. Anytime me and my son play a game. Post pictures from Thursday night game nights here in Wilmington at Cape Fear Games. And thanks again.